Bonjour à tous, welcome back for another video in which I'm gonna try the new artifact we just have for Thanksgiving. It's not on my main account, but I talked French at the beginning of the video because this is a French guy who contacted me through Discord to share with me his own account, on which you have absolutely every single item in the game. So I can try absolutely everything I want, so thank you so much to that player. And in fact, this is Regen. So maybe you know him already. He is a great player with many different items, and if I show you something really quick here in the cross-server ranked match, he is currently in Legendary Champion ranked 32. So, one of the strongest players we currently have in the game. Merci encore mec, d'ailleurs ça fait super plaisir d'avoir enfin un compte sur lequel je peux tester plein de choses. I just say thank you so much one more time because I wanted to try things and you have absolutely everything on your accounts. Thank you so much, bro. This is awesome. So let me just show you quickly the build, the stats. If you want to know the details about that, you have the details on my previous video where I'm showing my build to be tanky players. So first of all, if we have a look at the artifact here, I really think that this is an artifact to be tanky players because first you're gonna have 10% more attack, so you are gonna have more damage with everything you are using, and then when the character, pal, avian or summon deals damage, for every 1% of the target's max HP higher than the characters, you are gonna have increases in damage, up to 30%. So I really think that if you don't have a lot of HP, if you are facing a tank with high HP and regen, then you are gonna have way more damage, 30% final damage increase, which is a lot. So I really wanted to try that, and thank you one more time. I can't say thank enough for that. This is just completely crazy. Look at that. He has absolutely every single artifact in the game. You have the same for the back accessories and the same for the mounts. So for that video, I'm going to use the build I shown in my previous video to beat tanky players because I wanted to compare the two builds with the two artifacts. So, if I show you quickly the build, of course you have a crit rate and combo mostly everywhere. I changed a bit the skills here, so I have absolutely everything I was using on my previous video. Here for the pals, these are the ones I use, and there are the relics. So I changed that. So I'm gonna have more duration on the Worldly Snare and on the 100 Slashes skill, and more damage thanks to the necklace on the Windborne Arrow skill. Then more attack, you already know about that, and that's Spore Relic to increase the efficiency of every single one you have equipped on your character. So with the prayer statue, I'm gonna show that directly here so you have a better view, only triple S plus everywhere, and pretty nice coefficients, everything is above 90%, so this is pretty nice. Then if I go on the talents, you have on the right here these talents. So if you don't have a lot of feather coins, I forgot to talk about that in my previous video, but it's better to focus on the blue archery branch first until you get Gale Barrage and put 20 on 20 on both the combo and the attack speed here. This is really strong. And then on the yellow branch, it's not that useful to go and get this one. Just upgrade that to 20, this one to 20 as well, so you're gonna maximize your damage, and after that go on the Fury and just upgrade the blue branchy here to have your crit damage. Once it's done, if you still have a lot of feather coins, so try to go on the sorcery branch and upgrade everything on the yellow until you have this one, so you will have more attack. And once you have that, you can just optimize your build, okay? So this is what I have here on that build. He has also some energy skill regen because sometimes the fight versus tanky players lasts really long, so this is great. And on the Fury, he also has that, and this is great as well for the 15% attacking speed increase after 15 seconds in battle versus tanky build. And then he has absolutely no resistances, so this is maybe a bit weak. We are gonna try that. For the enchants, this is what he is currently using. He has a crit resistance set, but I'm pretty sure that this is because he doesn't have beta. Because look at that, he's still using a red one here. He doesn't have better, in fact. He's currently upgrading this one, but he's gonna lose a lot of global combos, so I think that this is not a great idea to go for this one to have just a bit more crit damage, because he has 20% global combo here. Here you have a combo damage resistance, with a resistance as the set. He doesn't have better. He has this one, but you have a really bad stats here. A counter damage resistance, so this is great versus warriors, but we don't care about that yet. And here on the rune number 4, he has some global combo as substats and combo as main damage, but here he has nothing better in fact. So he's using a resistance set, a crit and 2 crit damage sets. Okay, no combo set. we are gonna check the stats right after, but before, let's check the class awakening. Here you have some main stats in attack and crit damage. So crit damage is very important because the tanky builds in front of you are gonna have a lot of crit resistance, and so the more the crit damage you have, the more the damage you are gonna have at the end, because you are gonna nullify a part of the crit resistance of the target. So this is the way to go in my opinion. You can put some in here if you want to increase your damage, and put like 10 levels in HP and crit resistance defense if you want to have more stats, but for the video I'm gonna try with that. And finally, for the avian, no speeding, rage bonus, barrel dodge, shroom combo, and all of these on a sunshine bringer. So this is not the best avian to use for that build, but still you have great affixes here and level 79, so this is pretty good, but really low growth coefficient. Remember that the higher you have, the more the stats you are gonna have on your main character, and the max is 1.5. So once you have all of these, try to breed again and again the same avian with the same affixes, so you are gonna try to have a better growth coefficient and maybe a mutated affix. So let's have an eye quickly on the stats. So you have close to 100% crit rate, 100% combo, so this is great. You don't have any stun, a lot of evasion, 21% ignore stun, a crazy amount of ignore evasion, 8,274% crit damage, a 36% combo multiplier, so this is great. A great amount, and the main things are coming right after. You are gonna see that. Only 1.5% skill damage resistance, so almost unknown. And look at the main stats now. 300 billion HP, this is more than me, and 2,000, almost 3,000 final attacks, so way more than on my account. But this is because he has a lot of artifacts, in my opinion, and a lot of scrolls. And I forgot to talk about the souls, so he has exactly what I have on my account and what I recommend to use. If you are just curious to see before, artifact level 75, so a bit above than mine. Mount already on tier 8, half the way, so this is higher than mine, one more time. And the ring is level 147, and if I'm not mistaken, mine is level 151. Okay, so time to go in PvP now. I'm gonna go directly in cross-server ranked match because he is the strongest player of his own server, which means that it's pretty hard for him, in fact, to try his build versus other players because he's gonna kill them too fast, so it's not really relevant to try things here. I can try to find some players. He told me about a Snoop that it's a pretty tanky build, but yeah, when you have a look at the stats, he's gonna kill him in 1 second, I'm pretty sure of that. So let's just see if he has the tanky build equipped. What just happened? It didn't work. Let's just practice to see. And normally, I'm gonna kill him very fast. Okay, so maybe I can do my test versus that player because he is still alive, so this is great. Maybe I can try to have a difference between the two artifacts. So 16 seconds to kill that guy with the build I showed you on my previous video. So let's just change the artifact now. Let's use the new one and let's see if there is a difference. But first of all, remember that now I have 20% less crit rate. And so every insane damage I had thanks to the Beastroar bow are gone now. So let's just try the difference. In my opinion, there is gonna be a big difference, but who knows? Maybe that artifact can make a difference. 10% more attack, and yeah, no, he has more health than me, so I'm not gonna have any advantage at all. So normally I'm just getting the 10% extra attack. We are gonna see if there is a difference, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna struggle to beat him that time. And yes, that's the case. He's taking way less damage than before. So first of all, the new artifact is not good if the target has the same amount of HP as yours. You need a big difference if you want to take advantage of it. So a bit later during the fight, of course, I have a bit more damage because thanks to my talents, over time, I'm getting more stats. So I'm still gonna beat him, right? But I just can't try more stuff here. I need to go in a cross-server ranked match. But for that, I need to change the presets. So let's just, instead of test PvP here, use the PvP versus mage. So let's retry first with the Beastroar bow artifact and try to find a tanky player. I'm not gonna try to hit the top one because he's gonna have a crazy build, I'm pretty sure of that. Look at that, this is the craziest build I've ever seen in the game. 752 billion HP, 4,200 million attack? What the hell? This is just completely crazy. I'm just curious to see the other stats as well. 2800 crit resistance. And what do we have in skill crit? What? Really, really low skill crit damage. I don't understand. So I think that he went for some stun. Okay, only 15%. It's probably coming from the sorcery branch talent. 91% combo damage resistance. I don't know, dude. I really want to try that. But I'm not sure about the build, though. He's so tanky. I'm not sure if I can do anything to him. This is probably the tankiest player in the game right now. And what about the regen? 7.35, but crazy HP. I just asked to regen and he told me that I could try versus the players I wanted in the cross-server ranked match. So I'm just gonna go for that fight here. I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna do a lot of things, but I want to see if I can do some damage, because if I can do some damage versus that guy using the Beastroar bow, and if I can't do a sheet versus other kind of players way weaker than this, then it means that the new artifact is not that great, right? So let's challenge that guy. There we go, first try. Let's see if I can do something. Hope I'm not gonna die too fast. So here, this is my tanky build. I'm able to deal some damage, guys. If I can survive long enough, I'm gonna have more damage coming soon. Oh wait, it didn't work. But I was able to deal some damage to him, and I'm pretty impressed about that because he has so much more power and the stats are completely crazy, guys. So if I was able to survive like maybe 5 to 10 seconds more, I would have done way more damage. Okay, so let's just try to find another player. You have way less stats here, way less attack, more regeneration, less HP than the previous one. And you have less crit resistance as well, a bit less combo damage resistance. So you still have way more HP, double than mine, so that time it's time to try the new artifact. Same build, I only changed the artifact. So this is the guy. There we go, challenge mode. Am I able to deal some damage? Way less stats than the previous guy, so normally I should at least deal a bit of damage. But look at that, same time in battle and no damage at all, at least for now. I'm already dead, 0 damage dealt. That is crazy. I was expecting better from that artifact, but in fact, it's not working at all. This is weird. I'm gonna try to find a warrior, and I'm gonna try to see if I can do something over time. So let's see, what do we have here? Or maybe versus a spirit beast? Okay, that is another great build, high HP and regen. And normally I should survive longer. What? No, this is not a Supreme Spirit because you have a lot of counter-strike. What is that? You know what? Let's just try and see what it is. So I still have the new artifact equipped. Okay, so first of all, I have to kill the clone. I'm starting to take some damage. There is a lot of counter. Is that for real a Spirit Beast build? I don't feel like it is. But maybe... But this is a weird build then. Supreme Spirit using some counter-strike. And I don't think I'm taking a lot of damage coming from the counters though. I think that it's mostly coming from his skills. Okay, but I can't do anything at all. So no, that artifact is not good at all. So let's just change the artifact, use the Beastroar bow again, and let's do some victories. So back in here, number 12. Way less stats. Normally, that guy shouldn't be a big threat. So there we go again. That time I have the Beastroar bow equipped. Okay, so there is a clone. As always, now I can finally attack and look at the damage he is taking in front. Way better than before. So now I need to proc one more time the effect of the Beastroar bow, so come on. There we go again. Come on, another time and he's dead. Just don't die, please, dude. And there we go, I was able to beat him. I wouldn't be able to do a sheet using the new artifact. This is crazy, the difference, guys. So here we have another prophet, apparently a bit tankier than the previous one, so let's just try to beat him as well. Okay, pretty nice damage at the start. The opponent seemed not to have a lot of skill crit damage apparently, because I am still alive. I'm not taking that much damage. Okay, almost dead in front. Come on, just another attack. Oh, he has the Blitz Assault and I lost. Okay, fair enough. So these are the top players of the game. So the top 15 is pretty hard to beat. And in comparison, that guy has less power than the others. Okay, so that was all for PvP, but what about PvE now? Because if I hit some bosses, maybe that artifact is gonna make a difference, right? This is something that I wanna try. So with the build I have crazy damage, so it's time to go here in the Blazing Cave and try to see what I can do. I think that he has a build. You know what? I'm just gonna change the build. I'm gonna use the one for the Behemoth. Let's check what he is using quickly. Okay, so this is right. Everything to increase the damage. Here, the timer increase. Whirly Snare and 100 Slashes Relic, so this is great, more damage on the clone. And for the Behemoth, he's using that. No, dude, you don't need that. You can survive super easy versus the Behemoth, so let's just take that instead. And instead of that back accessory, the best one to use is the Alien Dimension. And for the Avian, Rage bonus, Quick Butt Duel, all-around hit, so he has more combo. Okay, so now I can go and try that versus the Lava Behemoth. So this is the final score he had before, so let's challenge that. I'm gonna stop before the end just to see the difference in damage between the two artifacts. So first, try with the Beastroar bow. So let's see what can I get. Almost over. 3 seconds left. So this is the final score, 370,000. Of course, if I want a better score, I just have to reset my Immortal Souls here and put everything in global combo damage, and that way you can have above the 500. But I don't care about that, I just want to try the difference between the two artifacts. So let's equip the sight now, go back in here, challenged again, and let's see if there is a difference. 370,000 to beat. 3 seconds left, and the score is pretty high too. I had exactly the same score as before using the Beastroar bow. This is because the boss in front has a crazy amount of HP, and apparently it seems like it's working better than the Beastroar bow versus that kind of content. I don't really understand why. Maybe it's just not working, or we maybe just don't have the same rules in PvP, and this is why it's not working the same. I would love to try, by the way, versus Grumpy Big Head to see if there is a difference. But this is not my main account, and I will need to try things multiple times on Grumpy Big Head, so this is gonna be really bad. If you have the information, if you know about that, if you already tried that artifact versus Grumpy Big Head, did you notice something better than before using other builds, other artifacts? I'm curious to know about that, so let me know about that in the comment below if you have the information, guys. So that was all for that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want a quick resume about the things, the new artifact is weaker than the Beastroar bow artifact for PvP. You have just a crazy build, the one I showed you in my previous video, and quickly in that video, to deal crazy damage using the Beastroar bow artifact, and in comparison you have almost no damage using the Scythe, the new artifact in PvP, versus tanky build. So I don't understand if it is bugged or not, because normally I should have had 30% more final damage. And it seems not to work in PvP, but I tried that versus the Lava Behemoth, and apparently it seems to do the same as the Beastroar bow, and the Beastroar bow is way above the other artifacts. So if you want to push PvE, that artifact is great, especially if you don't have the Beastroar bow. But if you have the Beastroar bow, you don't really need that artifact unless you want some more stuff on your account. So that was all for the video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button, share the video with your friends and family if you found it useful. Have a really nice day and see you on the next one. And thank you one more time, dude, for letting me the access to your account. Have a nice day, guys. See you next time. Bye.